Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here, watching an Indie Bohemians morning show summary. So, real quick, I wanted to do some predictions for the State of the Union address that's going to happen very soon. It's happening tonight. So, I thought it'd be fun to do some quick predictions and then do a follow up video. Probably tomorrow. I'm on the road tomorrow, so we might be off tomorrow. But if not tomorrow, definitely Thursday. So, what are some things that I'm gonna think that might happen in the State of the Union? And again, these are just my predictions. I could be totally off on a lot of this or on with some of it, whatever. Uh, Obama's approval ratings have gone up recently, and there's two particular groups that caught my attention. First of all, his approval rating went up amidst evangelical Christians. It also went up even higher amidst people age 30 and under. So what I think about that, a couple things. I think the main two factors in there are gas prices, and I think the other factor in there is healthcare. Even though the ACA is a very flawed piece of legislation, it is getting more people insured than before. And I think a lot of younger people that may just be entering the job market, that may be underemployed, they're getting opportunities to get health insurance that they may not have had available for. Again, I know it's far from perfect. It's not perfect legislation. It's not the total fix-all for the healthcare crisis in this country, but it is something, and more people are getting insured. The other thing, gas prices. Even though the president does not have much to do with gas prices, it's more of a worldwide demand thing. A lot of people that are just out there in the world, they notice low gas prices at the pump, and they'll be like, well, I guess the president's doing something right. That's just the reality of the situation. That's just kind of something that happens. And most people in a position of power, when it's in their favor, they'll curtail that. And like if gas prices are high, it's like, well, that's not, that I can only do so much there. But if gas prices are low, they'll just kind of leave it alone. So as far as predictions go, Obama is going to mention that. He'll be like, yep, the prices are down at the pump. And then he's just going to kind of leave it. There's going to be a bit of ambiguity there. He's not going to take credit for it. He can't do that. He'll just kind of leave it alone. That's what pretty much any president would do. He's going to talk about, employment looking kind of okay. He's going to talk about the ACA Act, all the people that are covered, and still how much further they have to go in regards to solving healthcare in this country, which, in my humble opinion, is going to be a single-payer nonprofit system. We are not there yet, but hopefully this will be seen as a baby step in that direction. Anyway, he's going to mention that. Now, when it comes to the whole energy thing, and he's going to mention, hey, prices are down at the pump, whatever. One of the things Obama wants to do, he wants to veto the Keystone XL. So he is going to downplay the amount of jobs the Keystone XL pipeline would bring, which is actually statistics that support that. It's not going to bring as many jobs as the Republicans say it will. It won't bring many permanent jobs at all. And there's a lot of environmental factors that are cause for a lot of concern. He will address that in a kind of political okay way, meaning he won't actually call out the corporate interest here directly, but he'll kind of bring that up and say how he wants to veto, and he'll kind of not bring up how the economic incentives that the Republicans kind of parrot. He won't he'll kind of leave that, and he'll kind of just say, there's other factors with gas prices, and he'll play more on the fact that more people are employed right now, unemployment's down, the economy in general is taking a better turn. He'll focus more on that and not as much on the energy production thing, because he does want to veto Keystone XL. And of course, the Republicans want to paint the narrative of, well, this is the solution, even though, most of this stuff is just the Koch's incentive and Canadian tar sands, but whatever. That's how Obama is going to play the game. That's my prediction. Now, I also think he's going to bring up the net neutrality thing. The FCC has pretty much hinted they're going to reclassify the internet. Obama called for that, and they did change their tune to that tune, which is something I think a lot of people are happy about. I myself am one of them, as being a strong supporter of net neutrality. I think he will bring that up. He'll bring it up in terms of press freedom, in terms of freedom of the internet, and in terms of democracy and stuff like that. Last, I think there could be a curveball in every State of the Union. There's always that chance of just a total curveball. Obama does not have to worry about reelection, so maybe he's just going to throw a curveball of something way out there, like forward thinking that we won't see during his presidency, but maybe he'll go down in the history books as the guy that at least brought that up, at least brought that topic to the table. So what could that be? Well, here is my prediction. And again, this is just me going out on the whim thinking if Obama's going to throw a curveball, what's it going to be? I think there's a chance he might bring up an extensive rail system in the United States. Why do I say this? Okay, Obama wants to veto the Keystone XL. One of the reasons that Republicans and others in favor of the Keystone XL are pushing it forward, the real reason is they've been padded by big oil and lobbyists. But they're going to say like, oh, well, think of all the jobs and this and that. Obama's going to, downplay that, say there aren't many permanent jobs in that, which statistics do support him. But he instead is going to turn and throw a curveball and say there's a lot of jobs in an extensive railway system, because there have been some studies out there that show a true extensive railway, high-speed railway system in the United States would kind of set a new status quo for the way we go about transportation in this country, and would provide a lot of jobs, because it'd be a whole new way to kind of look at our infrastructure and kind of foster the infrastructure. And then some people say, well, it could never happen. Like, oh, it's hard to imagine because we don't have it. So I think that might be a curveball that he throws. Will we see that during his administration? Of course not. But, it might be like, oh, Obama's planting that seed. So I think if Obama's going to throw a curveball, I think that might be the curveball he throws. These are just my predictions. I could be totally wrong. Be watching the State of the Union later. You've been watching a summary from the Indy Bohemians Morning Show. This is Ron Placone signing out.